on News Radio 560 KPQ and KPQ.com.
And at 12 minutes past 1 o'clock on a Friday with 77 degrees outside, we say hello to our very special guest, Jose Oglesby, the new owner of the Chelan County Apple Sox. And we wish you great luck with your team, Jose. Welcome to KPQ. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Michael. How are you?
How many days have you owned the Apple Sox now?
About 2 days.
Well, have you made any major changes?
Not yet, and I'm not really planning any major changes for a while anyway.
A man who buys a baseball team must love baseball. Tell me about your love for the game.
Well, I'm a longtime fan. I, listened to Major League Baseball games as a very small child. I didn't get to see my first game until the 70s, though.
What was that first game you saw?
The first game I saw in person was a Red Sox against Baltimore game at Fenway Park.
Well, that's a good place to start, isn't it?
It was. And, I was a long-time fan of that other Sox team, the Red Sox. Now, of course, I'm a Mariners fan, but that was then. This is now.
What was it that draw you to the Red Sox? Did you want to suffer like the rest of the fans that love the Red Sox?
No. I happened to go to college in Boston.
Oh, I see. Very good. That's a good college town.
Right, it is.
Well, did you ever dream before actually buying the Apple Sox that you would be an owner someday?
No, not at all. This is something that was. I was home Sunday about over a year ago, and I read about John Ryan getting interested in buying a summer collegiate baseball team. Now I knew about summer collegiate baseball from before. Being in the Boston area, I was aware of the Cape Cod League and things like that. And then I saw, it sounds like John Ryan is going to have a lot of fun doing that. Maybe I could do something like that as well. And so I looked into it. I got hooked up with Jim. We spent, a year plus trying to figure out where the fit was, whether I really, was willing and able to do this. And at the end of the day, well, it turns out that I decided to go for it.
So you and Jim Corcoran, the previous owner, the guy who owned it until 2 days ago, have been talking about this for a year.
Yeah, on and off. At first, I was just kicking the tires, thinking about it. I needed to learn a lot from him and from other people about what does it take to run a franchise like the Apple Sox. What's the business model? How do you prioritize the fans, community, and things like that. So I spent a long time, learning from him and from others about the West Coast League and how it works and things like that.
There's a lot of talent in the West Coast League, isn't there?
And there is. I am impressed by how well the league is run. All the venues are pretty cool, I think. The Pacific Northwest is such a beautiful part of the country and has such varied communities and places. And it seems like the West Coast League really covers all of them. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
So you go to school in Boston, but you end up in Seattle. I assume you're in Seattle right now. I'm calling 206, right?
Yes, correct. I lived in Seattle. I moved to Seattle in 1990 to work for a small company called Microsoft.
Just a little startup.
Just a little. Well, it was more than a startup then. I was like this employee 5,000 or something like that.
And you still with Microsoft?
No, I left Microsoft as of August of 2016. So it's been about a year and a half.
Well, I hope they took care of it. Do you want to buy the San Francisco Giants, too, while you're at it? Because we needed some fresh blood. Do you have any cash left over?
No, I don't think so. That's a whole other league.
But I would like to be in that league instead of just watching from, like a team that can't play 500. You know how frustrating it is. Do you think that you have the mentality and the makeup of someone who can watch while his team loses? That's a tough thing to have to stomach.
Well, one of the things that I liked about the Apple Sox is they have a tradition of winning.
There you go.
They've had a couple of down years, but I think we're on our way back.
Do you have to be in Wenatchee for game day? Do you have to be on top of the situation on an ongoing basis? Do you have to spend a lot of time here?
Well, I plan to spend a lot of time there, but I feel like we have this wonderful guy by the name of Ken Osborne who is going to be my GM and as well as our COO. And I know that he takes care of the day-to-day details of the team and running it and the game day crew and things like that. So I don't feel like I have to be there, every game. I can just work behind the scenes and do and assist and do whatever it takes to make the franchise a success.
We're talking to the new owner of the Apple Sox. His name is Jose Oglesby. He's a past executive with Microsoft who's purchased his first professional baseball team. And I guess the answer to the question is, do you want to be a winner, is pretty obvious. Everybody wants to be a winner. But in baseball, when you're in front of the business office, winning is a number of things. It's a mindset, isn't it? Everybody has to go to work believing that they're a winner.
Well, I think for the Apple Sox, I think we win when the fans have a great time at the ballpark. We win when we partner with the community. We win when the players, have a great time playing the game. It's a game of summer, right? It's a game of endless fascination and fun. So to me, the most important thing is to have fun, and winning is fun. So we want that to be a part of it as well, though.
You're lucky that the community has supported the Apple Sox pretty fervently for the past couple of years. How do you keep them interested? I guess winning is one way, but also contests and community outreach. There's a lot of things you have to do. It's like a small business, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. It is a small business. We have to realize that we are in the entertainment business. We need to keep people entertained. We need to keep people having fun and wanting to come back out to the ballpark. We need them, of course, to care about the team and the players, and we need to offer them the best experience that we can, and every now and then try something new.
What about some of the ideas that have worked in other ballparks recently as fun contests? Different kind of food. I mean, the Mariners got a lot of mileage off serving crickets or whatever sort of hot, tasty insects they were serving last year.
I was talking to Ken about the crickets. I don't know. He didn't seem to quite be excited by it as I was, but we'll look into it or something like it. Maybe chocolate crickets or something like that.
Well, some of the food concessions are fun, but people talk about them, but they're also kind of tasty too. It's sort of exciting, and there's the traditional things about baseball, but now baseball traditions in terms of good food are changing.
There is, but I mean, still, there's nothing better than a hot dog and a beer on a hot summer night in Wenatchee, I bet.
Sometimes I sit on the edge of my seat during a game, and I have to have peanuts because it's like sunflower seeds. When you're nervous, you can still eat them. Exactly.
No, peanut. I mean, that's the nice thing about baseball is there's this rich tradition, and we want to hang on to traditions. Yes, we want to do new things like cricket, or like I love the mascot races.
Yes.
Or racing around the bases, or fireworks at the end of the game, or something like that. But I think the thing that keeps us coming back is it lets us hang on to all those memories from yesteryear.
Some people who have watched the Apple Sox don't really know where these players come from. Where do they come from? How do you get the best players? How do you get the best lineup every summer?
So the way that works is that the coaches in the league have arrangements with many of the schools in the Northwest, and they get the schools to send them their players. So I think a lot of that depends on the relationships that a coach has with all the coaches in all the colleges around the Northwest, as far as what players they can get and who they want to come out and enhance their game.
Some people think that because you're in business that you have to make money. Is it important for you to make money in Apple Sox baseball, or do you have to assume that you're going to lose some money and that's part of the game plan? Which is it?
I'm in this for the love of the game. I don't think I am going to be making a lot of money here. By the same token, just like we like to win, we don't like to lose money. So, we'll be judicious. We'll do what we can. We'll invest where we can, and we'll try to grow our fan base and grow our revenues where we can.
For the last couple of days, you've awakened and had to realize that you own a baseball team. Can you believe it?
No, it's crazy. I feel a little bit, I tell people I feel a little bit like the dog that caught the car.
Yeah. Now what? Well, of course, you have to tell your friends, guess what I did today? And they say, well, I don't know, Jose. What was it? You said, well, I bought a baseball team. You must have told somebody like that.
Yes. I posted it on my Facebook page, and within minutes, my buddy was saying, well, of course, now all you have to do is go around and tell all the guys that work for you to make sure they call you boss. He's a New York Yankees fan.
Oh, he's from the Steinbrenner school of baseball ownership.
Exactly. I told him, well, that's just not me.
No, they'll have to give you a nickname. I don't know what it's going to be. You'll have to earn it.
Somebody else was saying that we ought to have a contest towards the end of the season or something, and I'll take suggestions from the fans.
Give the owner a nickname, so your name can be Jose Strike 3 Oglesby or whatever.
Right.
All right, I like that idea.
As long as it's not Jose, can you see? Okay.
Okay. Well, you've heard that one, I'm sure. Jose Oglesby, think back to when you were first getting acquainted with the game of baseball by watching the Red Sox in Fenway Park. Who were your favorite players, and who still reminds you of those days that you still miss that used to play the game?
Well, I was when I was actually starting to watch in person. I was very, very lucky. We had one of the best outfields I ever saw with Freddie Lynn, Jim Rice, and Dwight Evans.
Yeah, that was a great outfield. Some of those guys underappreciated, like Dwight Evans.
Dwight was underappreciated, but those three guys could mash. That was fun to watch, fun to see. Then of course we had at one point we had Boomer, George Scott, first base.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Luis Tiante, El Tiante himself, pitching. The Sox were fun. And then we went on into the era of Wade Boggs and Roger Clemens and the '86 Red Sox, and of course who was our closer? Calvin Ciraldi. I remember closing games. I was there for the '86 World Series. That was quite a
wow. That was a breakthrough.
An experience, I must say.
Yeah, you must have lost your mind. Well, now you're a Mariners fan. Talk about some of your favorite players that made it to the American League, the Mariners team.
Well, the Mariners. I was lucky enough to be there also in '95 when we beat the Yankees. I think that's the most fun I ever had at the stadium ever.
I was there too for that, and then we went on and had to meet Cleveland, and that didn't go so well.
Yeah, we got. I think that was a big letdown after beating the Yankees.
Yeah.
Right? And then we had to have Bobby Walcott start the series against Cleveland, and I think they were a little bit let down. But Junior, the unit, gosh, that was such a great team. Dan Wilson,
Edgar.
I love that team.
Edgar Martinez was there.
Of course, Edgar for the Hall.
That's right. Well, it's fun to talk baseball with anybody anywhere in the world. It's one of those equalizers, and everybody has the same sort of emotions about it and the same sort of traditions that they hold dear. If there's going to be one thing you don't change about baseball when you own the Apple Sox, what would it be? Something that we always do.
Well, I mean, we're always going to be saying play ball. We're always going to be singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
There you go. You can't go wrong there.
Right.
So tomorrow you're going to wake up and you say you own the Apple Sox. I congratulate you, Jose. That's really I don't know what that feels like. I would love to own a baseball team, I think. But then I don't think anybody would call me boss, and I don't want to hear what they would call me, so we'll just let that go. Jose, nice to talk with you. When you come over to this side, we'll meet in person, and we'll have another conversation here on the radio, okay?
Thank you very much, Michael.
I send my congratulations to you and the congratulations of all the baseball fans locally. Thanks for keeping the Apple Sox #1, and thanks for getting involved. Really a courageous thing to do, and I know you're going to enjoy it.
Thank you. I look forward to a long association with the team.
Okay, let's win one. Get a hit.
Bye.
That's Jose Oglesby. He's the new owner of the Apple Sox. When we come back, today we launch a very first edition of the KPQ Complaint or Compliment Department. So draw near to your telephones, complainers. Here's the phone number, 509-663-5656. Draw near to your phone's complimenters if you have something nice that you've always wanted to say about this radio station but never had anyone to tell it to. So complain if you must, compliment if you can. The phone number is 509-663-5656. I'm opening up the complaint department